Yeah, I know.
I'm finishing off my scotch.
Before we do the movie review.
Yep,
Marcus,
there's
no.
the intro. All right, there's the intro. Fucking delicious. I've got like a
All
sip
right.
left of this bottle.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Spirit Movie Reviews. I'm Beefy, aka Dylan, and I'm with my boy Marcus, aka Mark and Cheese,
AKA Drinky.
aka Drinky,
Mm.
aka gamer on a scooter drinking whiskey,
AKA PogChamp.
aka my little pog champ,
That's
aka
You're my
big
little
ounce, aka
Actually, just a millennial boomer, both in one.
aka Sir Lancelot.
AKA a 30-year-old man inside of an 80-year-old man. Inside
aka
of a
literally
40-year-old
Haspula.
man. Whose dog is also a 7-year-old man.
All right, so today we are reviewing Monty Python and the Holy Grail. This
Was
is a movie.
Yep.
Monty Python's crew, the troupe made this movie along with other movies like Life of Brian, and Consider the Following, stuff like that. And it's an old movie. You can tell that it takes place in old time, and you can tell that they put a lot of effort into it for a low budget movie.
Yeah, no, it was. I will say it was a lot of fun to watch, and you could tell they had a lot of fun making it.
Yeah, and it's a movie that has close to no budget because they couldn't afford horses, so they had guys in the background with coconuts just following them around acting like horses. And I explained it to Marcus pretty well that this is a movie that was a script for a play that was made thinking about a movie, made for a play that got turned into a movie, and you can definitely tell that here.
Yeah, yep.
Basically, before we get any further into it, this is how we usually do our format. Marcus and I, and usually Carlos, who is not here again. We go through a non-spoiler, basically our rough ideas, consensus, and everything, and give a pre-spoiler review and score. Then we go into a full, not complete in-depth, but a full spoiler-filled review. And then if we can kind of convince each other to change our scores by just talking, which had happened before, cough, cough, hardcore Henry, then yeah, that's just how it goes. And then we'll have recommendations. Normally, this being a 3-man show, we have a rotation.
Oh, shit.
And
I forgot about my role in this. Which I'll be thinking about mine while we're doing this. God damn it.
What do you mean?
Well, because what you're about to say is, yeah, normally it's a 3-man thing. So it would be Carlos's turn to pick a movie.
Oh, yeah. Correct.
But his bullshit not showing up again is kind of like, all right, fuck it. It's going to be one of us who picks again now. Because we're not just going to let him get away with never watching our movies. And then just not... Because I don't even count last week either. Motherfucker sent a 2-second clip to me. And he sent it a day late. No, it doesn't count.
To be fair, I did the same thing, and I feel bad about it. But on the bright side, I still appear to almost every review, though.
Yeah. But you did send it on the day before I edited it, at least? He sent it the day after.
Really?
Yep.
Damn. Okay.
His was very late. Yours was like, there was time, but still late. So,
hey, I gave you time at least.
Yeah. If you're wondering why the Hot Wheels movie review went up so late, that's why. Fuck these guys.
Hey, I gave you time, you said. Fuck you.
Yeah, but still fuck you.
Understandable. I did give it a really good review, 9 out of 10.
I know, it was pretty great.
Yeah, no, I agreed. It was pretty shit. Anyhow, you made me watch that, so I made you watch this.
Yeah. I think I laughed for your movie more. I don't know. It was pretty close. They were funny for different reasons.
I didn't laugh at the movie. I didn't laugh at Hot Wheels. I was just more confused, and I was overstimulated the whole time. This was palatable.
Like I said, they were funny for different reasons.
Alrighty. So let's get into it. So basically in the non-spoiler portion, this movie I think was good for what the budget was setting itself out to be. I think the movie itself was a very solid movie with just a classic story of King Arthur, Knights of the Round Table, Quest for the Holy Grail. Very basic, very generic. And they do the method of shit happens a lot better than other movies
Yeah, we
that
kept
aren't trying
comparing
to
it.
do that.
Yeah, we kept comparing it to a movie like Bullet Train, where it's trying to be quirky and wacky.
Quacky,
Where it's like,
quacky.
yeah. So that's what happens when you put wacky and quirky together. It's quacky. Quack. So yeah, when you do random shit, you have to still have some sort of basis of, all right, am I trying to be serious or funny the whole time? And they tried to ride the line of both, and it didn't work, and it turned out to be a really annoying movie most of the time. Whereas this movie was like, yes, I'm going to embrace this movie is nothing but randomness and bullshit the whole time.
Right.
You know what you're here for. And the story is very simple. We're looking for a cup. I don't know that I'd even call this a King Arthur story. I know he's King Arthur, but the points of like a King Arthur story, none of them are really there. They just are named the characters from that. This is let's go get the cup that probably exists, the movie.
It's basically a parody of King Arthur, I'd say, like a pure, almost like an abridged. It kind of feels like an abridged of King Arthur.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. 'Cause it's Jesus.
So much bullshit happens during this movie.
Yeah. There's points where the movie is just animated for no reason for a few seconds, and then we cut back to real people, which is impressive for the time frame. It's the late 80s. It's like 87, right?
The movie itself taking place, or when this was made?
When it was made.
1975.
Okay, so even more impressive that they were putting in that level of effort because they already had a low budget, and animation during that time is even more expensive. It's all hand-drawn, cell by cell. So I gave them a lot of credit for that. And everyone stuck to their characters well. They were all pretty entertaining. There were some skits where it's like, okay, this went on for too long. But they would embrace the badness, too, of shit going on for too long and other moments. So you're kind of like, all right, I like it anyways, even though they're pissing me off.
You can also tell that there's moments in it that, like, even the actors don't expect some things.
Yeah.
And so you can tell that they're also, like, not in on the joke, and it makes it a little bit more funny because you're like, bro, this guy also has no idea what the fuck is happening because I don't know what's going on either.
Kind of like the ending.
100% the ending.
Yeah.
There's also a really cool little side plot in there which throws in modern day police officers for some reason that are just looking for knights, and it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah. I mean, the whole point to watch this movie and enjoy it is seeing all of the random things that pop up. So I don't think that there's much we can talk about generally. It's just kind of like, how good were the surprises of this movie? Because that's what sells it. That's
Agreed.
its strength. The storytelling is, at a very basic level, but that's important for what it's trying to achieve. And
The movie's not trying to be like an Oscar-nominated winner by any means necessary. It's a comedy. You can clearly tell that almost every funny bit in the movie was a separate skit or a bit that a theater acting troupe wanted to throw into an improv show, basically. Like it wasn't like Key and Peele where they're all skits and bits. It's like these were individual things that just came together for one big overarching story, and they made it work somehow, including the bullshit that just didn't matter.
Yeah, and I'll give them that. A lot of the segues were good. Most of them were good. Even when they come out of nowhere, it still feels like, I don't remember what it was, but something happened. I'm like, why? Why is that here? And you're like, wait. And then they reference it back later in the movie. And I was like, okay, they're coherent and consistent with all of their random shit at the same time, which I appreciate. Instead of it just being completely random. Even though it is. It still has some structure to it that's like, all right, yeah, you got me. Okay, I'll give you that.
I don't have anything else to say before we get into the spoiler-filled portion. Do you?
Not really.
Alrighty. So I would say me starting off, being that this is my movie, I'll start off with the non-spoiler portion. I honestly give this movie a solid 7 out of 10. I mean, it's not you're not gonna get like the world's best movie out of this, but you're
Right.
gonna get a solid comedy that you can enjoy with your friends. Hey, crack a couple bits of beer.
This
Smoke
movie
with
would have
your
been
friends,
amazing
something.
drunk.
Yeah, like just do something with your friends, or just even have a drinking game. Like if someone at the group goes audibly "what," take a drink, or if
Don't do
there's
that.
but yeah, it's just a really fun movie that you can have fun with your buddy or buddies, and just enjoy. It's not a bad movie. It's not a great movie. It's a good movie. I like it.
Agreed. Yeah, never seen this movie, which I think surprises a lot of people. I haven't seen a lot of movies. When it comes to the whole cinema, I don't keep up with a lot of I'm behind on shows too. There's just a lot I haven't watched. So I like when I haven't seen something like this and I go, oh, it was actually enjoyable. Right now I'm sitting on like a 6 where I liked it enough where I could watch it again. Being if it was a 5, I just wouldn't. So I'm gonna give it a 6 because it got me sometimes where I was like, I see what you did there.
And there's one scene I'm excited to talk about that had you and me dying of laughter the whole time. 2 scenes actually that got us really good.
Yeah.
That mind you, note for the fans listening and everyone, I've watched this movie. I think this is my 8th time watching it. And I can't watch it by myself. I have to watch it with people because just the humor itself it's infectious. If it gets your friends laughing, you have to laugh along with them because it's just that good of a joke that they tell. And if it's a good joke, it's a good joke. If it's a bad joke, it's an okay joke. It's just the delivery.
Yeah, all the deliveries are wheel whack, well, wascal we wab at you. Woo. I can't fucking talk. But yeah, it's one of those movies where you've seen it, so you have to go, here, look at this train wreck, and we can laugh at it together.
That's basically me, just with it's like Bobby Hill at the window of his class with a piece of paper, but it's me with Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Hey guys, we should watch this bullshit.
Yeah, it makes it a million times better, because you're like, oh, I can't wait how are they going to react to this?
Basically. Trust me, I've recommended some really shit movies, and this is actually like one of the better ones I've recommended in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it was funny. We will now move on to our spoiler portion.
Warning, spoilers. Please go watch this movie. It is worth it, but don't watch it by yourself. Watch it with friends and family.
Yes, you've been warned, all of the lovelies. Yeah.
All right.
You good?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt you.
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You sexy slutty bitch, you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
like old hermit from the movie. Goddamn.
You must answer my questions 3.
Alrighty, so the movie opens up with King Arthur of Camelot and all of Britain. He is on a journey to look for some knights to join his round table, and because he just became a king, this happens after he gets the Excalibur, which it took the rendition of him getting Excalibur from the Lady of the Lake, not even the version where he pulls it out of the stone. So
yeah,
interesting start.
That's something I just want to talk about at once because I mentioned it while we were watching this movie. That's something I really, really appreciated about the Merlin series about King Arthur, where they do both versions. That was crazy. Right. I was like, so good.
And we recommend also looking into the Merlin series because if you want a serious depiction and non-abridged comedy BS version of like King Arthur, Merlin is a good way to like get that itch taken care of.
So good.
If you want to see them all be idiots, watch this.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, um, Arthur is going across the land trying to get knights to join his cause. Of course, he deals with some Monty Python level bullshit where he is being followed by a squire with two coconuts clanking together. And of course, people are asking, why do you have a guy with coconuts? And he's like, to mimic horse sounds, of course. And so they're like, but we're in England. Where the hell did you find a coconut in the middle of like the 6th century? So you get people debating with him about how English and African swallows can carry the weight of a coconut because it's weight distribution of mass. And then you get serfs and peasants who are like, we don't have a king. This is a syndicate associate commune. Shit like that, talking politics.
Yeah,
So
like,
stupid.
we democratically elect a new leader for the council, and he has to approve through the council when decisions pass through. He's like, I am your king, you will listen to me. Yeah, I didn't vote you in, I won't listen to you, bitch.
I did not vote you in. Fuck you. And he's like, what makes you king? Well, a lady of the lake gave me a sword. Oh, so some broad in water just give you a sword? That doesn't count.
Yeah. Oh.
So
The fucking Black Knight was great. That was the first time where I was starting to like actually laugh at how stupid this is.
yeah, Black Knight was one of my first favorite scenes where these dudes are having like a very well choreographed fight for like
no, it's not.
Well, compared because they're using great swords and everything. Before he fights Arthur, when he's fighting the green guy, it's okay.
No, it's not. It's terrible
It's
choreography.
pretty good in comparison to the rest of the movie.
Him.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. It's great.
Yeah. You know what? If we're saying it's great because they're using great swords, then yeah, you got it.
It was so unnecessarily good.
I
Green Knight.
He's stuck on selling how great this fight was.
Because it was really good. It was good. It's so good. It was bad.
Okay. All right. That's where we're going with.
Yep. So bad it's good.
Yep. But anyway.
So then we see the Green Knight get murdered, and then the Black Knight does not talk to Arthur. Arthur's just like, I want to recruit you. He just ignores him. Yeah. And so the moment Arthur tries to walk past, none shall pass. Sir Knight, I don't have beef with you. I don't want to fight you. None shall pass. Well, I have to get past you. Let me through. Then you shall die.
He's like, I'm the king. Too bad. I don't care. None shall pass.
I do not give a fuck. And then basically they start throwing down, having a fight.
Which, for everyone else, this is the plot of the movie. None shall pass. That's the actual plot of the movie.
It really is. Because we get King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table go through constant bullshit after bullshit after bullshit just so that they can just find something. And they just don't get it. They just do not get the item they want this whole time.
Yeah, pretty much. Ooh.
So, Arthur and the Black Knight have a very well, amazingly choreographed fight.
Oh yeah, it's even better.
Oh, it's so much better. In which they simply, his left arm gets chopped off. The fight keeps going. His right arm gets chopped off. Fight keeps going. He chops off both his legs. And then the Black Knight's like, it is but a scratch. It's a flesh wound. I'll just sit here. I'll bite you.
Yeah, he's like, come back here, coward. He's like, you literally can't do anything.
I'll bite your leg off.
I love that when he cuts all the limbs off, he's like, I guess we could call it a draw then.
Talk about, like, too stubborn to die.
Oh, shit. And
So,
I don't know why he didn't kill him either. He was so petty the rest of the movie.
yeah, the King Arthur, he's just like, it doesn't matter. I want to go. I don't even want to kill you because I know if I chop your head off, your head's gonna roll after me probably. So I'm just gonna go.
That would have been great. Like the final scene, his head's rolling down the hills, coming back after him. Like, I will catch you.
And mind you, as we transition to different parts of the story, the Monty Python crew had animators work on beautifully animated, like in an old Renaissance styled animations of showing, like, interesting godly depictions of what you'd see from an old folklore and tale from that time period, basically describing, oh, this is the chapter of Sir Benedict or Sir Galahad or Sir Lancelot, stuff like that.
Right.
And we get introduced to the first knight, which I believe was Sir Benedict, the mathematician. It was Sir
Yes.
Benedict, I think.
Yes, because it had to do with the witch.
Right, and then we get the next bit, which is, how do you know she's a witch?
Yeah. And the
she turned me into
incredibly
a newt?
stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got better.
Yeah. The stupidest people on the planet. Yep.
The peasants were just dumb back then. They just wanted to burn something because they're bored on a Tuesday. The girl accepted how stupid this entire town was, and basically they made the comparison that witches can float in water.
Yep. You know what else can float in water?
Wood.
Ducks.
Well, wood can float in water.
Yep.
Therefore, you know what else can float in water?
Yep.
Ducks. So if she weighs the same as a duck, she's a witch. You can burn her.
That's right.
And they found out she weighs the same as a goose, and then they went to go kill her.
Which
she's just gone.
Also, how? No, they just had a scale out in the middle of everything, specifically for this purpose. And then how does she weigh the same amount as the duck? Because the scale does work. If you saw, when they took her off, the scale goes back down on the duck side. So I was impressed that it wasn't just like some throwaway prop. It was an actual scale. And that I was like, no, stop. She's not, stop. Why? And I give up.
And I remember you audibly looked at me and goes, so she was just okay with dying, right? I'm like, yep. We just kept watching the movie.
Yeah, because her face was like, these people are too stupid. I don't want to live in this world anymore.
So Sir Bedivere and Arthur, they basically join together because, cool, mathematician, both intelligent. You can tell that these two are going to be like the main two characters. Basically your Jotaro and Koichi kind of thing. And then, instead of introducing us to everyone through like their own gathering story, we get a quick rundown of all the other knights. Sir Lancelot the Brave, Sir Robin the Not So Brave, or the not quite so brave as Sir Lancelot.
Yeah.
We also get
Galahad?
Sir Galahad the Chaste
Galahad.
/ Pure, who swore to pure chastity.
That's right.
And then we also had Sir Lancelot. Did I already say Sir Lancelot?
Yes.
Yes, and then Patsy. We also had Patsy. Who was a knight.
Yeah. Oh, the one that wasn't in the movie?
Yes, I believe that was there. There was the one who was the knight who does not appear in the film as well.
Yeah.
It was just a baby in chainmail.
Yep. And it was poorly like edited together and placed there too. The baby's head's like half sticking out of the helmet in a full body-sized armor. Oh god damn it.
After we gathered the Knights of the Round Table, Arthur's like, all right, let's go to Camelot. And then it introduces a storytelling of the Knights of Camelot and the Knights of the Round Table, and they're having a grand old time being giddy and goofy and beating the crap out of each other. And then it cuts back to Arthur going, you know what, let's not go to Camelot, it's quite silly. And then they just go on their way to travel across the world for no reason.
Yep.
Thus gods came down.
Yeah, and if this movie hadn't come out so long ago, I was like, that would have been Mufasa. 100%. If this movie had come out after The Lion King, it would have been Mufasa.
Now, what if I told you Lion King was inspired by the Lord himself in this movie?
You wouldn't be surprised. It was majestic.
Yes, a poorly animated, weirdly, Rasputin version of God just appeared in the sky.
Yeah.
And told them to basically, hey, stop worshiping me like that. I'm sick and tired of pansies. Just go find the Holy Grail. All right, thanks, bye. And then dips.
Yep. Because, he's got shit to do.
Basically, he's God. And so the knights, I think this is when the knights start to separate, correct?
They do. No, first they go to the Frenchman's castle and they separate after the Frenchman's castle.
Where the Frenchmen throw nothing but animals at them.
Yeah. They pick up a cow and chuck it over the wall at them.
And the poor serf got hit by two of them. The squire got crushed by two items.
And the Frenchmen are just shit posters this whole movie because they're literally like, you should host us, give us a place to sleep for the night because we're searching for the Holy Grail. And they're like, oh, you already got one of those. Fuck you. It's like, what?
What? You have a holy grail?
And he's
Yep.
like, yeah, we already got one.
Well, I wish to see it.
No, it's dirty right now. I'm not gonna bring it out here, but we got one. Anyway, fuck you. Here's a cow.
And then they're like, what the hell are Frenchmen doing in England? Mind your own damn business.
they have when they speak French to each other, they have to translate it into English next.
Yeah, and that's the best part too, is that they're Frenchmen, heavy quotations, who in the movie they speak French to each other, and one of the characters they're speaking to goes, "I'm sorry, what?" And they say it in English like, "Oh yeah, my bad," because they're Frenchmen who don't speak French.
Yeah, yep, that's the movie.
And so they move on, and then that's when the group splits up, and we get some very interesting side plots about their journeys to try to find the Holy Grail.
Yeah. First was Scaredy Pants McGee, I think, right?
Yes, it was Sir Robin, and Sir Robin came across the three-headed knight who was just chilling in the woods.
No explanation. It's just a guy with 3 heads who's giant.
Yeah, and he just went to go try to kill him. Before that, the narrator who is reading us the storybook gets murdered by a gorilla, continuing on back to Sir Robin. So with that happening, Sir Robin, the not quite so brave as Sir Lancelot, he runs into the 3 bickering heads who are arguing over, we should kill him, we shouldn't kill him, we should give him teas and biscuits. And the other one's like, well, what do you guys think I think? When we're like, we don't care what you think.
Why is there a gorilla?
What's up?
You're
right?
No. Oh, I forgot about the fucking gorilla. Because he comes back in another transition and he's the narrator.
So skipping back to Sir Robin, while the 3 heads are bickering, Sir Robin runs away like a coward, and his bard gallivanting troupe make fun of him for it.
Yep.
Next, we have the next transition where the gorilla is now the narrator.
Mm-hmm. That's the one.
And then the gorilla tells us about my boy. Actually, no, not even the boy. They talk about the pure Sir Galahad.
Yeah, Sir Chatted.
And Sir Galahad basically is walking through the rain and sees a beautiful tower, the exact same tower that was like one of the first towers that Arthur went to. Funny enough, they reused this set.
Oh yeah,
and they have for some
all
reason,
of the castles used the same shot. It was one castle.
It was just one castle.
Yeah, and it had a giant Holy Grail light in the sky, and he's like, oh, "I found it! I found it!
The Holy Grail!" And so these basically virgin nuns let Galahad in, and they're like, "Oh, a handsome, brave Sir Knight! Oh my goodness!" And these women were thirsty.
Just imagine all of the e-thoughts and thirsty ass bitches online, but they're nuns, and there's thousands of them.
Oh boy! And the thing about Galahad is that he's sworn himself to chastity, and he wants to be pure of heart and all this other stuff. And as he's looking for the and we meet the leader of this group, Zoot.
Yeah, her name's Zoot. There was what's the fight? There was Zoot and there was Bonkers and
there was Zoot, Dingo, Bonkers, Winston, Peepers,
yeah.
Excuse me.
I forget
Dr.
what
Piglet, Dr. Winston.
Yeah.
Normal there names. Was just a bunch of other girls there that I don't remember on top of my head.
None of these girls look like their names, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, they all look like somewhat attractive women, and some of them look very like temptress level of like attractive. Yeah. So the entire time they're just trying to lure Sir Galahad to lay with them, and you think, oh well, then they must be sirens. They must have some other motives.
Yeah,
nope, they're just super horny.
Yeah, because they've been in a tower with only women for too long.
Yep. And the funniest part is that the same actress who plays as Zoot plays as her sister Dingo, which is true in the script that they are 2 separate being characters.
It looks like she just shoehorned this in, that nope, part of the script.
Nope, it's actually part of the script. Yep. And so Galahad finds out that there is no Holy Grail. They just happen to have a signal light that is Grail shaped above their castle.
You know, as you do. You get
And
it
this has
mixed up with
happened
your
in the
bat
past.
signal all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking.
So then afterwards, Galahad almost falls to temptation when his homies Lancelot and everyone just barge in with swords and shields and push the women away, like, back, you temptresses, back, he is pure. Galahad's
He's
like, no, I can take him. There's like 150. Let me do it, please. I can do it single-handedly. I want this.
Because he was so just like, no, I can't. And the moment they break in, he's like, oh, wait, but I want to. No, never mind. Let me stay. Just stop.
Please, you don't understand. I want this.
I need this.
And the girls are even disappointed too as they take away Galahad, and Galahad's like, what are you, gay? Like, why would you let me do this? He's like, no, I'm not gay. Just let's continue.
Fucking Lancelot.
And then now we cut to the next chapter of my boy, the best fucking character, Sir Lancelot's story.
Stupid.
Also, before we transition to Sir Lancelot's story, we get a random documentary of filming of the history of school, where a random English historian is talking
This is
about
part of the movie.
Yeah, it just cuts there to where this guy named Frank, the historian, who is talking about the nature and the ruins in the area, and then Sir Lancelot cuts his head off. And his wife's like, "Oh my god!" And she just starts freaking out, and then it cuts back to Sir Lancelot.
He just comes out of nowhere and he's like, random dude. Yes, murder. Anyway.
Yeah, mind you, these guys are dressed up in like modern 1975 clothing in the time of medieval, so it's like they're sticking way out.
It's a thing. It's part of the script.
We cut to this part where this young, sickly prince is stuck in his castle, and his father's like, you will marry this girl as they have many acres of land because we live on a swamp and we need more land to build more castle. And you will do this because you are my son. Fuck you. And then there's a silly bit I think this bit drags on.
It drags on way too long.
Where the guard is confused by what the king is saying, and they keep just going back and forth of like, so you two will sit here, make sure he does not leave unless I come back.
So you think I'm stalling? Yes, stalling. Stalling.
They had to meet that 1 hour mark somehow.
It's an hour and 20 minutes.
Yep, they had to meet the hour mark somehow at this time.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention at the beginning of this movie. The credits are at the beginning of this movie.
Oh yeah.
There are subtitles to this movie with random shit just in the subtitles, referencing things like deer that are hitting people and the deer trainer. It has nothing to do with the movie. And then about how the person writing all of these random subtitles is fired and subsequently fired again as they continue to add random shit on the screen. I don't know what's happening. I had to go get my glasses because I'm like, what is this? I can't read that. And you're like, oh, wait, actually, now there's a bear. And I'm like, no, you're bullshitting me. I can't read this.
In reality, I'm like telling the truth. I'm like, yeah, so it says this, that, third thing. And then the entire studio who was working on just the credits gets fired, and it gets outsourced to Venezuela.
Yes.
And then the movie starts.
Yeah.
Going back to the long stalling part, the prince writes a note and then shoots an arrow out into the random forest for a brave sir knight or hero to rescue the prince from the castle.
Yep.
Sir Lancelot finds this as his squire gets shot in the chest by that same arrow, going, "Message for you, my lord," and then drops dead, basically. And Sir Lancelot is all full of himself. He is just egotistical. He does everything very dramatic. He's extra. He is the best character.
Yep. And he's like, oh, damn, princess needs saving. Yes, he thinks it's princess needs saving. I'm on it. I'm going to charge headfirst into this castle, and I'm going to rescue her. I can't wait. This is going to be great. It's spectacular. Not for the reasons it should be, though. Nope.
And so you get this whole thing where they give exposition about how the party's going, how everyone's having fun, and these two guards are standing at the front gate, and they see Sir Lancelot running from the woods towards the castle, and it cuts back to them like looking out, and it shows Sir Lancelot back where he was started, keeps running back in the same position.
He doesn't get any closer. It happens like 4 times.
It happens 4 times, and then on the last take, after the 4th of Sir Lancelot running in the same position, the same clip of him running out of the woods against the field, it cuts to him Mach speed running up and plunging his sword into one guard and running into the castle. It just starts killing everybody. Like, he goes on a doom internal rampage. Like, he just starts kicking guards, swinging his sword, killing people. The bride to be is sitting there, and he looks at her and kicks her in the stomach and keeps running. He climbs up the stairs, stops, realizes no one's around him, and he just swings his sword at a flower pot on the wall and just keeps killing guards.
We're already in tears, and I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, fuck that vase. Fuck everything. He just murder. Oh.
And then Sir Lancelot opens up the door and realizes that the princess is actually a prince. He's like, oh, I wasn't expecting this.
Yep.
Huh. Then the father comes in, basically questions what the hell's going on. Sir Lancelot explains who he is. And then the sickly son's like, you know, that he's here to save me. He's my hero. And then sets up a bedsheet rope to climb out the tower. Then he hops out the window, holding onto the wall, looking at them. And they were like, okay, cool. Proceeds to talk. And the father tries to kill his own son and just takes Sir Lancelot into the room.
Because he's like,
everyone's
yes,
pissed.
Rich knight. That's way better than my stupid son marrying this girl. I'll take that.
And basically, as they go there, he's like, well, I heard that a lot of people have died from Sir Knight here. So, and you, my formerly soon-to-be daughter-in-law, your father, because he sadly has died. No, he hasn't died, sir. What? I mean, who is mortally wounded? No, he's actually quite fine. He's getting better. Kill him. Just kill him, please. To make my point clear.
In a very subtle way, he's like, oh, if your father should ever, as he's like elbowing and nudging, looking over to the father, like, should succumb to, and then he's dead now. Ah, yes, there we go.
And then it's like, okay, I will adopt you and you will marry Sir Lancelot. And then somehow the sickly prince lives, does a musical cue, and his same squire who was shot with the arrow, who's actually fine the whole time, is like, hey, Sir Lancelot, let's get out of here. So Sir Lancelot grabs a rope, swings, and starts rocking back and forth. Can somebody give me a push, please?
Yeah.
And that is Sir Lancelot.
Yep, he did things. He killed people indiscriminately, and he won.
He just ran in that town, murdered everybody.
He did not care.
Was like, oh, well, this I ain't getting any bitches, man. Fuck this. Just fucking please.
Yep.
So I don't want to cover everything, Marcus, because there's so much that happens from like the knights who say knee to...
We are the knights who say... The important thing from that is they had to get a shrub. They got a shrub. They had to get another shrub, and bullshit ensued. Because they didn't like some other word. We can move on from the Knights of Knee.
Yeah, and then there's the old man from scene 24.
Who isn't Merlin, who now has goat horns. And he's...
No. Old man from scene 24 is the bridge keeper as well. He's the one who's like...
Oh, that guy.
Laughing. And gives like very ominous notes and not answering any of King Arthur's letters or notes. The team meet back together and meet the man who is definitely not Merlin, but he goes by the name Tim, as you said.
Yes. His name is Tim. Great name.
Tim the Enchanter.
Mm-hmm. Making all kinds of explosions. He warns them about the most ferocious beast because this guy knows where the Holy Grail is.
Yeah, he definitely knows where this thing is.
Yep. And he leads them onwards to a cave where once you pass through the cave, you've already almost reached it, but it's guarded by a horrible monster, and a tiny little white bunny rabbit hops over the corner, and they're like, the fucking... that? Why should it... And this is the scene... If anyone has ever seen anything from this movie, like I have, I've never watched this movie except for this scene, because it's all over fucking TikTok. Yes, it is the world's deadliest bunny rabbit.
Literally leaps up and rips the dude's neck out.
He pulls the guy's head clean off for no reason.
Starts eating his flesh, and then Sir Arthur, the Knights of the Round Table, and 4 random knights they just had with him just get murdered.
This bunny is like from Dragon Ball, the way it like flies back and forth. It's like whoosh, 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 vanishing and like ripping people's arms off. Then you bites the guy over there. Retreat! They never stood a chance.
And then cutting back to the historian who got murdered, the cops are now investigating the situation. Cutting back to
I want to know
King
where
Arthur
the cops
squad.
came from, though.
Yeah, that's literally it.
They just showed up.
They just pulled up. Cutting back to King Arthur. He asks his monks to bring out the holy armament, the holy hand grenade.
Yep, because it's the only weapon that could deal with such a monstrous beast.
And then I love that you audibly looked at me and went, so they just have one of those. I'm like, yeah.
Of course.
So we just come back to watching the movie.
Oh. God damn it.
After we experience the holy hand grenade.
Yep.
The holy hand grenade, they have a small little bit about reading the rules, and it's like, make sure you don't count to 2 and not to 5, but when you are on 3, throw the pin, pull the pin and throw, and hold it up high, and then you do a prayer, and it kills the guy. Like a very, convoluted instructions.
Yep.
They throw the grenade, it perfectly rolls in front of the rabbit, and explodes and kills the rabbit.
Yeah,
But
not
before it
without
explodes-
a hallelujah, though.
Yeah, with just to remind us it's holy.
So fucking stupid.
Then the squad goes into the cave. They read. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention the castle with all the thirsty women was called Castle Anthrax. Just want to throw that out there. Back to the knights. Anyhow,
God damn it.
notice I'm doing this review just like the movie does.
I don't think I've ever said the phrase "God damn it" more than I have watching this movie. Like maybe the early days of when I first met Carlos, because me and Joe were just constantly like, "God damn it, Carlos," because he would do some stupid shit. But wow, this movie really topped the record there for. Anyway, please continue.
So we go back to the knights who are inside of the cave, and they find a scripture on the wall that's written in this ancient language called arithmetos. And they manage Tim the Enchanter explains it what it is, and then
No, not Tim. It's a random guy who's never been in the movie, who can translate this tablet. Just is there in between them all, and they're like, "Hey,"
that randomly pulls up.
Yeah, they're just kind of like, "Hey, Brian, or whatever your name is, can you read this?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I got you." I'm like, "Where the fuck did he come from?"
And the best part about it too is that Marcus was telling me how he wants to make a movie that's all about gaslighting the audience into believing a character was there the whole time.
Because that's what I want to do now. I've been gaslighted by this movie so many times.
And I remember that I just straight up gave you the most deadpan look, and I said, that's all Monty Python films. They just gaslight you into believing that shit should be there when it wasn't to begin with.
Oh, fuck.
And so, after they translate it, they find out that there's a weird creature called the Black Beast.
I don't know. It's all animated.
And they get chased by the Black Beast. They run away, and then magically, the animator who is animating the Black Beast chasing dies. So the beast is slain.
Because it can't be animated anymore.
So they then escape, and then they go on to their next challenge, the Bridge Keeper.
Yes. Challenge 3. I have 3 questions for you. Lancelot is so brave. He goes first.
To cross this bridge, 3 must answer my question 3.
I'm ready. Ready for any questions.
What is your name?
I am Sir Lancelot of Camelot.
What is your quest?
I am on a quest for the Holy Grail.
What is your favorite color?
Blue.
You may pass. Enjoy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And he's just all like, oh, that was easy. Walks across the fucking bridge.
Then Sir Robin walks up.
He's like, oh, that sounds easy. I could do this.
What is your name?
I am Sir Robin of Camelot.
What is your quest?
I am on the quest for the Holy Grail.
What is the capital of Assyria?
What?
It just gets launched into the sky and thrown down the castle.
Yeeted down just for no reason. I think what pissed me off more is what happens next.
So then Sir Galahad walks up. The Pure.
He gets
What?
asked.
Is your name?
Sir Galahad, the Pure.
What is your quest?
I am on a quest for the Holy Grail.
What is your favorite color?
Blue. Oh shit! No wait, I mean yellow.
Launched fucking yeeted too.
No, why? Oh.
So King Arthur and Sir Bedivere, they walk up, and so it's a very simple. It's a very simple bit where it's just like,
What is your name?
King Arthur of the Britons,
What is your quest?
to search for the Holy Grail.
What is the traveling velocity of a swallow?
What do you mean? English or African? And so the bridge keeper goes, I don't know that, and just fucking dies.
I
And gets
fucking
launched
lost
into-
it here because this is what I'm talking about. The random ass scene at the beginning of this movie where they're arguing about stupid fucking birds carrying coconuts came back around for no goddamn reason for a stupid question about those swallows, and I'm like, no, they used the thing. No, I'm so angry and so impressed, and why I lost it. I couldn't handle this. It's too much. I'm falling apart. I can't.
So after that happens, Sir Bedivere and Arthur go across the bridge, and they're looking for Sir Lancelot. And they're like, Lancelot! Lancelot! And they can't find him. Cuts to Lancelot getting arrested by the police.
Just straight up getting put in a police car.
Cutting back to Arthur and Bedivere.
Oh.
They make it to the end of their quest where a random, basically, like, Loch Ness monster-looking raft takes them to the castle of Urg, which is translated by Brian earlier. Which that's where you find out the actual Holy Grail is.
Yep.
And so the castle of Urg apparently has the Frenchmen in it, because the Frenchmen got there first.
Yep. Because they're everywhere for some reason.
And so King Arthur's like, you know what? Fuck this. They walk across the lake. Time.
The boat was gone. They walked across that lake. I know it just cuts, but there's no boat. They walked.
And they're both soaking when they come back. Then, what we experience is King Arthur going, all right, men, rally up. And over 100,000 soldiers just appear on the,
Over the hill. Just they're there. They walk up over the hill, chanting and screaming. And the actor who plays he just looks in awe because there's no way he expected this to happen. He's looking at them and go, what the fuck? He's breaking character because he's like,
and
what?
intermission.
Yep. 10 minutes left in the movie. Intermission.
And then, so, welcome back. So, anyhow, so after the random intermission that had me and Marcus dying, because he paused it to go get a drink, and he saw there was only 10 minutes left in the movie.
So mad. Like, who does that? Oh.
So we go back to watching it, and you see that all these actors and King Arthur and Bedivere are just charging into battle to go fight the Frenchmen at the castle. And you're like, oh yeah, it's gonna go down. Then the cops pull up and arrest Arthur and Bedivere. And then that's the end of the movie.
Yep. They just get arrested, thrown into a van, and it cuts to black. No credits, cuts to black, movie's over.
And that's the movie.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what we did today. We did that. We watched this movie. I thought what was funny is you were telling me about the if you were to actually put this play on, it is required for that scene to have 100 people to just appear on set at this part in the movie if you wanted to tell that story.
Yeah. So me and my theater troupe, we were basically, because I did theater for a good bit, we made this play for districts, which is kind of like a big tournament granule thing for acting, and we were reading it, and it states the following in the actual script written by the Monty Python troupe for theater use: do not tell any other actors besides King Arthur that there'll be randomly 100 people pulling up to the fight.
Just no one else knows.
And you can do that however you want. When we did it for districts, we just walked around the school and just asked kids left and right, do you want to wear a goofy shirt and then just appear for one play and scream? And kids were like, hell yeah. So King Arthur is looking at the French actors who are in this little cardboard box.
Yep.
And Bedivere does not know what's going on.
Nope.
And Arthur goes, you know what? I'm going to get my army. And he lifts a rope to reveal a curtain of 100 students behind a curtain screaming. And the Frenchmen go, oh shit. Audibly says, oh shit, and just hides.
I don't think you could terrify a person more than just randomly, like, yes, I do have an army. This isn't a joke anymore.
They are here to beat you up, just to let you know. This is a hazing.
Oh, god damn it. So yeah,
that was the movie, man, Marcus. It was fun watching it with you. I'm glad you liked it.
It was an adventure. I'm just gonna go ahead and give my single final thought is that I would watch this movie again drunk gladly, which I think we should do sometime. Force Carlos to watch it with us drunk as well.
That'd be so good.
And I'm going to, in advance, rate that experience a 7 out of 10. I think that'll be a great time when we do that.
Understood. So you're going from a 6 out of 10 out of 7 out of 10?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So for me, sound design's not going to be the greatest because this comes from the 70s. But you make it up for a movie with such a low budget that worked so well, using the same shots for literally everything. And also, a fun fact, the Monty Python acting troupe, the 6 actors a part of that troupe played literally everybody in this movie. So it was all the same 6 dudes in almost every fucking scene. And you would never get that in any movie today. The only movie that this reminds me of that's close to being modern is Reservoir Dogs. And I just love movies with such a tight budget do a perfect job almost of delivering a good quality content.
Well, I wouldn't say quality is the correct word here.
No, this is quality humor, brother. Like quality and like the subject matter and the flavor of it was good, but the actual like film quality, dude, filmography sucks.
I don't know. I think this is a very niche, not very niche. This is a very specific. You like this type of humor or you don't. So I think it's right down the middle of you either think this movie's great or you hate it. I don't see anyone being like, it's you think it's funny or just you don't, and
you just don't. It's selective. It's humor. Comedy is subjective, but for me, and for all the groups of people I've showed this movie to, no one has ever hated it. So I would give it an 8 out of 10 because of what these 6 dudes are able to pull off with such a tight budget. It's a good movie for laughs. It's a good movie to enjoy with your friends. If I were to watch this by myself, I'd probably stay at a 7.
If I watched this by myself, I'd probably go even lower. It'd probably be like a 5 or a 4. It's just such a better experience with someone else. If you're going to watch this, make sure you watch it with a group.
Or just a buddy, something.
Yeah, something. It's a lot better with company.
And then Carlos didn't see it. He's not here to review it, and he's not here to stand up for his opinion that I'm going to speak on behalf of him of. Carlos said the following. This movie made me even more of a furry because I was so turned on by the Knights of Ni that this movie made me give it a 10 out of 10.
God damn, Dylan. I swear to God, sometimes we share one singular brain cell, and I was like, he's gonna say, makes me more of a furry, like I wanted to. Thank you, God. uh,
Alrighty.
you heard it here first. 10 out of 10, Carlos confirmed is a furry.
10 out of 10, more gorilla hand Carlos.
That's right. And now we have to figure out what we're gonna watch for next week.
Yes, so what me and Marcus decided on was he is going to have a movie, I'm going to have a movie, and we're going to throw it in a Selectomatic wheel, the Selectomatic 9000, and then that will determine
Definitely not just a coin.
Basically.
No.
Do you have your movie, Marcus?
I don't. I was supposed to pick a movie, and I couldn't think of. I wasn't thinking about it. I was fighting for my life.
Understood.
And I was gonna. Where's that button on Netflix that says just pick something for me? Because I'm gonna do that and see what it picks.
I have no idea what button that is. I have my movie ready because I knew exactly what I was going to recommend once I got home.
What movie do you want to recommend? And I'll have Google give me a random movie.
I pick the 1999 hit Galaxy Quest, which is also on Netflix. It's like Monty Python, but in space. It has Tim Allen. It has Alan Rickman. It has a lot of big name actors.
Oh, neato.
And it is stupid.
All right, I'm gonna type in random movie that I should watch
On Netflix.
Thank you. On Netflix.
Because we've been using Netflix. It has been our savior for this.
Yeah, it really helps because it's a lot easier. Oh, okay. And Knives Out, the second one, is what it gave me.
Okay. So it's either Knives Out 2, Glass Onion, or it's Galaxy Quest. So I
Heads
say...
or tails?
Tails.
All right, here we go. And go. It is heads.
So we're watching Knives Out 2.
Okie doke. Lucky for you, I've heard Knives Out 2 has nothing to do with Knives Out 1. It's just a different scenario, so...
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, join us, everyone, please, next week. That you have already watched the movie, unlike Carlos, because we know he will never watch the movie, and is maybe present. Fuck you, buddy. We love you.
Bye.